Hey, what's up you guys? This is Sentai22 here. How you guys all doing? And today I'll be doing a video response to the Kamen Rider X Super Sentai superhero taisen movie. It is the second crossover between Kamen Rider and Super Sentai since the Kamen Rider Decade episode where Decade goes into the Shinkenger world. If you go a little bit further back, you also have the superhero time little segments. When the superhero time starts now segments. That kind of thing. Or if you want to look back even further from a non-Kamen Rider and non-Super Sentai perspective, you could say that the Friend in Need, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers episode where Mighty Morphin Power Rangers meets Dex, who is known as Saban's Masked Rider. So yeah. Now before I start, let me just say that these will contain some major spoilers, so if you don't want to watch this video, I advise you to check out my other videos and comment on them. Or if you want, you can leave a super question time comment on the comment section below. So let me guys give you 3 minutes, or 3 seconds, sorry. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so the scene starts off with Captain Marvelous, aka Gokai Red, battling it out with the Showa era riders. Gokai Red transforming into Bioman, Bioman transforming into Kaku Ranger. Gokai Red uses the cloning jujitsu from Kaku Red and defeats all of the Showa era riders with one slash. And then Kamen Rider Decade appears out of nowhere, with the Kamen Rider Decade theme in the background, which is pretty cool. That. And he's saying, "I will defeat every Super Sentai." And then it starts off. Now basically what Gokai Red and Kamen Rider Decade's objective is to defeat every single Kamen Rider and Super Sentai to get the great power of the Kamen Riders and the ultimate treasure in the universe. Even if means by joining forces with the Dai Zinyak fleet and the Dai Shocker. Kind of ironic since Kamen Rider Decade used to join Dai Shocker in the first movie. With the same clothing, obviously, if you guys notice. You have these conflicts between the Gokaigers and Captain Marvelous. Is saying, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?" And of course you have Kaito, which is kind of odd seeing him being kind of the nice guy in this film and then all of a sudden become a douchebag at the end. But yeah, it was pretty cool to see something like that. And then also you have different perspectives on the Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. You have the Kamen Riders battling it out with the current Super Sentai and Kamen Rider of now. You have Kamen Rider Decade battling out with Go Buster, and you have Kamen Rider Kamen Rider 4's battling it out with Captain Marvelous, Gokai Red. It was pretty interesting to see. My favorite part was the Go Buster and Decade scene. It was just awesome the way Decade transforms into different riders. Well, mostly the technical riders. That was Kamen Rider Faiz and Kamen Rider Kabuto, one of my favorite riders. I like the part where Decade transforms into Kabuto and just clocks up and just pretty much, beats them and Go Buster's falling in slow motion. That was pretty cool there. So at the end, almost at the end of the movie, that Kamen Rider Decade and Gokai Red defeat every single Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, and then the final match between Gokai Red and Kamen Rider Decade, they pretty much almost destroyed each other, and then they transform back into their human forms, and then they just get exhausted. And then it turns out the villains and the Kamen Rider villains and the Super Sentai villains were working with each other the whole time. Turns out that Kamen Rider Decade and Gokai Red were actually working together from the very beginning, and they didn't really actually defeat it. They didn't kill the Kamen Riders and Super Sentais. They actually put them this kind of sort of pocket dimension temporarily in order to figure out what the two villains were up to. And turns out these two kind of gauntlets, when they put together, they turns out it in order to combine the Daijangek ship and the Crisis Empire ship together to become the big machine, if you will. And then all of the Kamen Rider and Super Sentais come out of nowhere from the dimension, and man, it's so many colors. I mean, you can pretty much have I mean, if you're colorblind, you're pretty much disappointed. I mean, it was just awesome to see all of the Kamen Riders and Super Sentais in one, shot. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because, if you were trying to find your favorite Kamen Rider Super Sentai, you couldn't because there were so many. It was just pretty awesome to see that. And of course, the battle starts off really cool. I liked the fact that they had this sort of kind of like a superhero time scenes. What I mean is like the yearly Sentai and Kamen Rider teams joining together. Like for example, you have Kamen Rider Kiba joining forces with Goanjo. You have Kamen Rider Hibiki joining forces with Magi Ranger, and it was just really awesome to see them working together that they probably couldn't do years ago. So also you have a lot of them sharing different powers. Like for example, Kamen Rider O's was lending the Gokaijus the powers of the the Kamen Rider O's forms, and you have the Gosagers lending the powers to the Card Riders, aka Kamen Rider Blade, Kamen Rider Hibiki, and Kamen Rider Decade. Using the Gosei cards and defeating the remaining monsters. And of course, you have Kaito. Kaito was actually very kind in this, and then suddenly he turned into a douchebag. Combines the two gauntlets and formed the big machine. And then the Kamen Rider Super Sentais were very powerless. Even Go Buster O couldn't stop him, and then Go Buster Yellow Buster bails out, and then Kamen Rider 4 saves her, and then Kengo gives Kamen Rider 4's these special switches so it can combine with the Go Buster O, and Force goes into the Yellow Buster cockpit and use the drill switch, and the drills kind of transfer to the arms of the Go Buster O, and just pushes the great machine out into space, and you have this sort of mecha rider kick, if you will, and defeats the great machine. And at the end, everybody's happy, everybody's thanking each other. It's like awesome, Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. You have Kamen Rider 4's doing the giving Red Buster the special handshake that Force uses, and you have Captain Marvelous meeting AG from Kamen Rider O's, and it was pretty awesome to see them working together. It was awesome sight. And you have Kaito, who is just of course, being the douchebag as he is, he runs off and says Joe goodbye. So, and by the way, yeah, there was some kind of bromance between Joe and Kaito, by the way. So yeah, I mean, it was really awesome. Movie's great, although there are some plot holes that did not really make any sense. For one thing, how in the world did the Kamen Rider villains and Super Sentai villains came back to life? Aren't these supposed to be in different universes? Also, was it necessary to defeat every single Kamen Rider Super Sentai just to get these two gauntlets? Was it necessary? Really? I mean, did not make any sense whatsoever. But all in all, it was a really awesome fan fest of a movie. Seeing Kamen Rider and Super Sentai just defeating the the forces of evil in their own special way. I mean, I definitely recommend this movie. Really, really awesome. So, alright guys, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed my response to this video. If you guys want, what do you guys think of the movie? Did you like it? Did you hate it? This is Sentai 22, and thanks for watching.